Coming up on the graveyard here, the Greenbrier graveyard, and a lot of these are pretty trash, pretty toasty, pretty much for parts. But some of them could be saved, and see what we can do with what. Check it out. There's a couple in here that I for sure know I'm going to be getting going. There's an early Spider. There's that late model, but it's an automatic. That's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's not the biggest problem in the world, I should say. Some people prefer automatics. Here's the first one we'll check out. You know, I mean, all of these have been sitting for, 2002, 18 years. At least. So the deal with all of these, we're getting there, is that this is a farm, and these were the farm rigs back in the heyday. This one's got a city bus seat, I think. It's got a few seats in it. I mean, the cool thing about this one is that it's got the seats still in it. And oh yeah, that's right. There's so many. It's easy to forget what had what. But this one had, at the time, fresh upholstery. I mean, it's mold green now. But it had fresh upholstery put on to match the paint scheme. It seems like you can get something to clear out those spider webs with. A twig, maybe. Sorry, spiders. It seems like this is, vinyl. I bet it would clean up. But there's all kinds of good parts in here. Got the CB radio hook up on the dash. That's pretty cool. I mean, that seat's not torn. If it cleans up, that'd be a really nice seat. And then there's obviously a bunch of rat poop and whatever on these. I don't know. This one is, believe it or not, in one of the better shapes for these. And you'll see why. Our next one, last tagged. Oh, gross. Unknown. I don't remember if I've ever been in this one or not. But, for one thing, these blackberries, this is nothing to mess with. These thorns, and you can see there's just no way of really getting in there. I like that mirror. Got the cool tag on it. Can you see in that? All of those sticks in the back. I mean, that was brought in by an animal. Just living in there. You can see the little animal claw prints in the mildew on the seat. Maybe you can't. So if somebody wanted to, if they were crazy enough, and that might be me, honestly. That's why one big reason I'm here at this shop is because I love Corvairs, and well, I mean, shit. Look around. But does this deserve to be drug out and cleaned up? You got to imagine everything is seized up on it. Everything. The wheels, the doors, the windows probably. Especially, definitely the motor. The gas tank's trashed. Brake lines are trashed. What's it worth to get as many of these running as possible? When I first started coming out here, this was totally entombed in blackberries. Like you could barely even tell that there was any cars here. And I cleared out this one. This one is absolutely going to be on the road again. Factory turbo, I believe that's what that is, right? Yeah, recycled air turbo. It's factory Corvair Spider turbo. And sure, it's rough, but you know, I really enjoy the original paint. I'm not saying I'm against painting a car, but if the majority of the car is painted already with the original paint, there's nothing wrong with it. Really decent patina. And I mean, everything is pretty much there, excluded the interior. Oh, I'm sure you want to look under the hood. Well, there's no motor there, so I'll show you. But don't expect a party. Oh boy, this bad boy seized up too. Oh. Yeah. So, you know, nothing left. I do know where I can get a turbo if it's still available. This would be a great car to restore, wouldn't it? And this one, 79. Okay, so 79, 89, 99, 2009, 2019. I mean, 41 years. Yeah, I counted on my fingers. The decades, not just the numbers, the decades that this thing has sat. But I don't care. This is a beautiful car. Check out the interior. I mean, all, you know, the trim. And by this time, Clark's will have anything I need for it. And I know where to get factory tint glass for this early model. I know a guy. I believe that's the proper turbo gauge cluster with the extra gauges. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive. I'm relatively new in the Corvair game, just a couple of years. But I mean, the seats are here, and of course they need to be reupholstered. But the interior is here. So this one, I will be driving. I'd like to be driving this one by the end of this coming summer. Tomorrow is December 1st. So, you know what? It's funny. I actually didn't notice this four-door here before. I think I totally overlooked it. That's funny. But yeah, here we have an early four-door. Big deal, you might say. I don't know. It's cool if you like it. But look at this. You know what's funny too is what spared this one from having this same special treatment by the rodents. I don't know, but I'm really happy that it did. I've always wanted to put an early model dash in a ramp side. I might do that with my ramp side. It might be blasphemy. I don't know. I really do like the styling of the early four doors. How you get the roof line kind of comes out past the windshield more. I think that's a really cool, and at the time, I suppose even modest maybe styling. You know, I guess when you're coming out of the late 50s, they sort of toned everything back, but that's kind of an homage to the cars of a few years prior, maybe. But you know, you don't get it on the two doors, but you get it on the four door, and I really enjoy it. It's almost enough to make me want to drive a four door, and I have nothing against four doors. It's not like I'm going to be doing anything to get this one on the road, though. I mean, anyway, back to these. This one's got a funny front bumper on it. Looks like it's got an aftermarket window put in. This was a panel van. looks like I'm going to cut out here. I'm getting low on memory for this, so I'm going to cut out and I'll do a little editing and I'll jump right back in. I'm just going to keep filming until I run out of data, so it'll be a real choppy edit, and then you'll get me explaining more about what's happening in the future. But a lot of Corvair parts in here. There's a gas heater. Look at this blue shag that used to be in here. And speaking of the blue shag and all of that stuff, one of my favorite Greenbriers is back here in the corner. And unfortunately, it's had some pretty rough treatment over the years. Including whatever they were doing here with this Bondo. That is ridiculous. I just don't understand that. But it's got these real funky taillights. Badass thrush sticker. I don't know if anybody knows anything about that, but I think this was obviously a aftermarket conversion back in the day. I mean, look at the sticks that these animals have drug in here. It makes it so hard to do anything with these. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. And does anybody recognize these badges here that are on the doors? Yeah, I don't know. They're really cool. But this one's got a roof rack and these lights. It had a whole bunch of lights on it at the time. And it was a little... Oh yeah, the front. Man, I love this. Gosh, it's seized up. Let me try to get around here. There we go. Alright, look at this shag. This red shag and the blue shag, and then this upholstery back here. It's just killer. I mean, really killer. Custom. Oh man, the shag. Back in the day, this would have been a really cool rig. Fancy custom gauge cluster. Looks like some weird thing happening up here. I don't know what that is. They used, what is that, taillight pieces for something? Hey, y'all. Okay, so I'm pretty much out of data right now, or storage on my phone, so I got to back it up when I get home on the Wi-Fi. So I'm going to have to do a part 2 on the graveyard. I'm sure I'll do more than 2 parts. I mean, I'm going to be pulling these out and pulling them out, putting them in the garage, maybe parting them out, cleaning them up, chopping parts off that I need for the ramp side. You know, this one's got a good windshield. So anyway, yeah, that's going to be all coming up pretty, regularly. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, stay tuned for more.